Okay, hi, this is a tutorial on how to use Twitter for beginners. So if you're not a beginner, you're not going to get anything out of this at all. Now, as you can see, I'm on twitter.com, the Twitter main page, and I'm going to try and set up a new account, just literally to walk through it. I am going to say that my name is John Murphy, and my username, I'm going to pick John1Murphy1. And I'll enter my password there. It's weak, but who cares? And then my email address set up for this tutorial is john1murphy1@gmail.com. Type the words above. This is a security measure, £325 GUILED. Let's hope that this works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get a letter wrong. It did work. Fine. Find sources that interest you. Now, I would just skip that. Don't worry about that. If you want, you can let Twitter find your email contacts. I don't have any in this account, so I'm not even going to bother waiting for that. Okay. Now, if you know anybody who might be on Twitter, then you can type it in here. I'm going to type in my own name, Adrian Weckler, and see what comes up. Okay, here I am. So Adrian Weckler has a Twitter account. Great. So I'm going to type on his account and see what he is saying. Okay, some fairly controversial stuff there. Nevertheless, I'll take you through what this page is and what this page means. These signs here, these @ symbols, means that I am replying to somebody, or I am just decided to talk to somebody. This symbol, when I use it in the middle of a sentence, it means I'm mentioning somebody. Let's have a look at who I'm following and who my followers are and the lists that I'm listed under. Let's start with who I'm following. I'm following 539 people. So here's a good one. Sen Boyle. That's Dan Boyle. That's the Green Party senator who caused all the ruckus with his tweets. So I'll click on him and see what he says. He looks like quite an interesting guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow him. Now, I'm now following Dan Boyle, Sen Boyle. So if I click home, right there, this is my own John1Murphy1 account. So now you see in my Twitter stream, you basically see that all of Dan Boyle's recent tweets are in my Twitter stream. Now, let's go back to, let's have a look at Dan Boyle's followers and who he's following. Okay, well, he's following 1,330 people. So he's following some famous people, Richard Branson, Jon Favreau, who's an actor. Didn't realise that Dan Boyle was such a Hollywood fan, but nevertheless, he's following Glasgow Celtic. Now, supposing I find some of these interesting, I can just start following them at random. Follow Richard Branson, follow The Lonely Planet, follow Jon Favreau, follow Glasgow Celtic. Okay, now that's about 4 or 5 people I've just followed there. If I go back to my own homepage, clicking home, okay, so now we see that the tweets of the people I'm following have turned up in my own homepage. Now, supposing I find a particular tweet interesting, supposing it's a Glasgow Celtic tweet, the latest one was Celtic's talisman will face Rangers at Ibrox on Sunday, and supposing I find that interesting or I want to say something about that, I can tweet Glasgow Celtic and say, good luck in the game, and hit reply. Now, whoever is operating that Glasgow Celtic account will see that that John1Murphy1 has said good luck in the game. And that's the basic premise of how Twitter works. You see what people are saying, you respond to them. Now, there's another way that Twitter works, and that is retweeting. You can see here, there's a person in here who's in my Twitter stream who I did not follow. It's Mark Little, formerly of Primetime, now who is engaged in a digital journalism project. of his own for a year. Somebody called jburns43, who I am following, he's one of the people I followed, he decided to retweet something that Mark Little had said. So now Mark Little is in my Twitter stream. If I find that particularly interesting, then I could go to Mark Little's own page, and he seems like a guy I would want to follow, so I'll hit follow right there. Go back to my own homepage, and once again, because I followed Mark Little, all of his tweets have turned up in my stream. Now, supposing I find this particular tweet interesting, the latest news agency picks out of Chile via the New York Times, I can either hit retweet, and so anyone who is following me, so retweet to your followers, yes. So I don't think I have any followers yet. No, I don't. I'm following 8 people, but I have no followers. But if they were following me, they would see that. Now, what about things like privacy? Well, if you go on to, if I did have any followers, this is actually going to be a little bit redundant, but if I did have any followers, it would give me the option of blocking them, or of basically not letting them what I see. You can see here, even in the people I'm following, if I don't want Mark Little to follow me, I have the choice to hit block Mark Little news. Now that can be handy, but it's unusual that you would do that. There's also an option to report Mark Little as a spammer. Now, unfortunately, spam is something you will come across on Twitter. There are a lot of spammers on here because it's very, very easy to set up a marketing account and to just hit everybody with either legitimate or bogus marketing offers. So that's basically how Twitter works. It looks quite confusing. It's hard to follow who is talking to whom, but this symbol here, the @ symbol, that is the crucial symbol. Wherever you see that, that means somebody is talking to somebody else. And you will be able to often be able to discover what the original remark was by clicking on this bit here, in reply to Celtic. So John Murphy said to Celtic, good luck in the game, that's us. He said that 3 minutes ago in reply to Celtic. So let's see what the original message was from Celtic. Celtic's talisman will face Rangers at Ibrox on Sunday. Okay, fine.